everybody. Welcome back to 5 Easy Questions, where we break down the stock market for new investors. Today, I am talking to the CEO of CubicFarm Systems, Dave Dinesen. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
His company, CubicFarm Systems, develops and distributes automated indoor modular agriculture technologies, which include the CubicFarm System, HydroGreen Grow System, and the HydroGreen Vertical Pastures product line. Did I miss anything?
No, I think that covers it. That's a lot.
It?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a mouthful. Perfect. I am just going to jump into my first question. What are the challenges and issues surrounding our current food supply chain?
Well, there's lots, and I think we've reached a point in history where it's almost a perfect storm. You have climate change that's really affecting farmers' ability to grow what might have been grown traditionally. And now, because of climate change, either heat or drought or both, dramatically affecting that localized growing. And so most food has to be imported. And now food import costs have just grown enormously. Labor, the fuel, the truck that it's driving in, everything's going up excessively. And I think we also have a moment where people want to eat healthier food. They don't want things covered in pesticides. They don't want a significant carbon footprint associated with what they eat. So all of this has come together to say, hey, and thankfully the technology now exists that'll let us grow what we eat where we live.
You kind of touched on this. How does the CubicFarm Systems work, and what are the benefits of growing food indoors?
Sure, it really mitigates all of the risks of growing outside. So it's about 100 times more efficient from a land use perspective. Similar with water usage. It uses about 5% of the water. And then, of course, it lets it grow locally so that you're not having to transport it long distances. You don't have the spoilage. There's no pests, so that you don't have to cover it with pesticides. And the technology now exists so that you can grow it at a price point that, on a cost per meal basis, you can now be consuming it at a price that's very similar to importing it from far away. Wow.
Can all food types be grown indoors?
So I would say today the answer is no. A lot of things can, but not everything. So I think the first thing that's been sort of shown to do well would be leafy greens, salad products, things like that. But now other crops are able to be grown. So some fruits and berries, some root vegetables now are just beginning to emerge. And then, of course, live green animal feed. Our HydroGreen system grows enormous quantities of feed for beef and dairy cows. And you can do it near farm and use a fraction of the land and the water. And it's much more nutritious for that animal, and it lowers their methane emissions dramatically. And so all of this really helps to support our food supply chain and environment.
That's phenomenal. How are new digital technologies improving indoor food growth?
Yeah, so of course, like anything else, it's all about the data. So we've invested significantly in a platform that lets us manage farms remotely, capture that data, and then incrementally improve, and then help our farmer customers make better decisions so that they can be more efficient, more productive. And because you're growing indoors, you are minimizing the variables, pests, climate, extreme wind, extreme rain, extreme heat, disease, all of these sort of variables,
right?
So that you can grow to a very, very specific schedule with a very predictable outcome, which is hard to do, even sometimes in a greenhouse, where you're still open to the elements and the environment, and things can change very quickly.
Right.
So with having a great platform running that, well, now you can really optimize to get the exact outcome you want from that plant, and now even that animal.
Where are the fastest developing indoor food growth markets?
I think Asia is beginning to emerge. We're certainly hearing things are beginning to happen in the Middle East. But I would say that North America is probably leading. There's a lot of technology companies getting into the indoor farming space. But of course, Holland is naturally one of the world leaders in indoor growing technologies from a greenhouse perspective, and in several other ways. So I think it's happening in many parts of the world, sometimes slightly differently in each region. It's sort of tailored to that region.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This kind of feels, is this like kind of like the way of the future? Is that sort of the idea or the hope?
Well, I think it has. Yeah, I really think it has to be. We're living on a planet that's going to double the population in the next 40 years. We're already using 100% of the world's fresh water that's available for human consumption and agriculture. We're using all of the farmland that's available for growing and grazing lands. And we're actually losing farmland to urban creep, soil erosion, climate change, drought. Yeah. And so we have to do far more with the water and the land that we have. We really don't have a choice. And so I think just like many other problems that mankind has had to solve, food security is going to be solved with technology. It has to be.
It's amazing. Now I have the really heavy questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, rapid fire round. Okay, let's go. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
What is the first thing you do in the morning?
Brush my teeth.
What is your favorite sport to watch?
Tennis.
What's your favorite sport to play?
Pickleball.
Oh, favorite book?
I think Losing My Virginity by Richard Branson.
Oh, that's a good book. I read that. Value investor or day trader?
Value.
Suit and tie or casual?
Absolutely casual. I'm a farmer now.
If you had $1,000 to invest, what company would it be if it wasn't your own?
Today? Wow.
It's a toughie.
That is a toughie. If I had 1,000 to invest today,
maybe nothing comes close to your own. That's okay. That's allowed. It's a good call.
I'm really struggling on that one. Shopify. I mean, it's been beaten up in the market so bad, and it's just crazy. Yeah.
That's perfect. And very last question: what was the last movie that you watched?
I'm hoping you can edit this so my answers aren't so slow.
This one, the favorite book, gets everyone. You did the book one faster than everyone else, so you're doing great. I actually don't remember the last movie I watched, to be perfectly honest.
I don't watch many movies. I go for a walk with my wife, so yeah.
That's a better answer. That's a way better answer. We're gonna stick with that. Last movie you watched, walk with your wife. Perfect. Thank you so much. If anyone watching is interested in your company, where can I send them for more information?
Well, CubicFarms.com is our website, and it really does have a lot of resources available for people, and we're happy to connect with anyone who's interested. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time. Hopefully I get to talk to you again in the future.
I hope so. This has been fun.